Start there, and then you can just pull up kind of like what you did.
Okay, you make it look so easy. I am here with Dylan at Northface. I am doing my first roof today, so we're gonna find 7 common mistakes on your first roof install that I'm probably just gonna make because of who I am, and you're gonna tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Here we go.
So the first common mistake is, it's not that common, but people do tear off the wrong roof sometimes, and you definitely don't want to tear off the wrong side. So we're tearing off this side.
We don't wanna make that mistake.
Have you ever actually tore off the wrong shingles?
Not on a house, but I've tore off the wrong siding on a house twice.
So it's not that common, but it is ideal to avoid that situation, because what did you do in that situation?
Well, it was during because we replaced over flashing, so I just put the siding back on. I didn't mess it up, but
all right.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, really just embarrassing. All right, boom. That's number 1. Let's tear this off.
It's how would you just start this?
I would get my pitchfork under the shingle and just feel like I need to go with my strong arm.
There you go.
And then, is this wrong?
This feels right, but hard. And then I would turn my body this way.
Okay, so what about do you want to try to get the ridge first, maybe?
Yes. Oh, that makes more sense, because then I take off the top of it.
Yeah, I would tear off the ridge first. So what I like to do, I like to try to work on one side and work all the way instead of starting
That's what I would have done as well, yeah.
Yep, clearly.
Yeah.
You were just kind of, yeah, I understand. I like to pop it rather than, well, it depends, I don't know. So once you get the ridge off, just kind of start on one side and go all the way down.
Easy.
It is.
Absolutely.
Kind of lifting it up, kind of wiggling it out. There's a lot of nails in the ridge.
Oh, I'm crushing it now.
Oh yeah. It's like you've done this before now.
Gotta get low.
I feel like Tim's making it look like I'm doing it.
Mistake number 2, getting in the way of the real roofers. Woo. Now, do you have to go row by row, or does it kind of come up like the rest of the ridge did?
I do maybe 5 or 6 rows down, and then if you can follow the stagger, the shingles, you can see a seam. So I would start on this side, because then when you rip it up,
it pulls that way.
It's gonna naturally come off.
Okay.
Over there. Start there, and then you can just pull up kind of like what you did, and then you can get 5 or 6 at a time. That would run that all the way across.
All right. What if I throw my body off?
Then I would suggest not to do that.
Mostly.
Mostly.
Pro tip for girls, take your rings off. Teamwork. Oh, you denail. I was gonna say, what happens to all these nails? Obviously you gotta take them out.
Pull them out.
With just my fingers.
Yes. With a pair of pliers. No.
Oh my gosh, I was like,
no,
one by one. Why are you hitting it to get them to kind of fly up?
Yeah, because if you hit between the studs, it bounces the plywood to get them, just help sweep them down. I usually have a piece of shingle I use as a sweep as I go down. So you don't gotta blow off the roof when you're all done.
So all the shingles are out, we've got all the nails out, and now we've got to get the paper off. So it's just stapled on there.
Well, that might be another
Gotta kind of
thing too.
Get under it. Oh, good pull right there. Good thing Tim's not mic'd up here with his roofing language. 100%.
So some people you can
Woo!
stab through it.
That is professional. A common mistake would be letting me try it. Holy shit.
All right, Sydney, you take care of this. I'm gonna go to get some lunch.
So we're working on the edge of the roof now. So what's a common mistake that you see happen at this part?
I think Some people don't put on drip edge on the bottom or like a gutter apron if there's going to be some gutters. We like to put the gutter apron or the drip edge on and then the ice and water on top of that because that's what the manufacturer's specs say to do.
What is the ice and water shield for?
The ice and water shield helps like ice dam areas. What it is, it's like a sticky back with like it's like a thicker material. So when the nail goes through it, it seals the nail as it goes through into the decking, just to help prevent ice dam. I would do the flashing first, and then the ice and water on top, and then you would do your side. Then you would do your sides on top of all the underlayment.
What happens if you don't use underlayment?
Well, if you get like a shingle pops up, it's gonna be just gonna leak, I guess. So if you have a blow off or something, and just an added layer of protection.
So you recommend using it? Because don't a lot of people not use underlayment?
Not in Minnesota, like some of the southern states, some of them I don't think you have to. But.
When you're doing a repair that another roofer did the original job, when do you generally see mistakes?
Yeah, usually around like penetrations and stuff. Like if you look at that roof, like all like the plumbing stacks or the vents, or like big thing is like chimneys and stuff, because I feel like a lot of companies don't replace the chimney flashings. Now they're getting a little better, but usually it's around like when you're reusing stuff like chimney flashings.
You don't do a cricket.
Yeah, exactly. You don't do a cricket, or like you get like a weird situation that's not really like the norm.
Have you seen any mistakes on this roof?
I don't think so.
Anything you would have done different?
It shouldn't have had a tree through it.
Shouldn't have had a tree through it. I would have used different ridge vent personally, but I don't like that ridge vent. Snow Country, GS Snow Country, I think is probably the best one. It comes in like 4-foot sheets and like doesn't compress down as much as the other ones do. I feel like the vent's a lot better. I think we're ready. The time has come.
The good time.
There's no better time than now. Starting with the starter, so I'm doing like manufacturer specs, say 1/4 to 3/4 inch overhang. So I'm just using the first knuckle on my finger. One, even with the drip edge, I'll nail it down a couple inches above the tar line. And then I'll do the side, overhang on the side, even with the bottom. One knuckle again. And then I'll cut this bottom section here.
Do all roofers do starter?
45. Huh?
Do all roofers do starter?
In Minnesota they do. I would say, I don't know if I trust a company that doesn't use starter.
Yeah, I would think that I would start from the top and then work my way down.
Really? I'm just curious, are you being serious? Okay. Okay, well, let me see how you do it.
And then you did the starter, but I feel like it should be overlapped. And then you put something else up here, right? I don't know why I feel like it's supposed to go under something. Oh, because of the layers of it. Okay, do I put it on here? Okay. Oh my God. And I think there's 4.
So is that correct?
No,
Why?
because you start from the bottom.
Why?
Because that's just where you start. That's what the
And then that's why I always think you have to go like under a layer. Is it because you start from the bottom and then you like go under it and then you nail it there?
Yeah. You start at the bottom and the way it overlaps, it just goes up.
So I have to take this out?
Yes.
Is this did a lot of people do this?
No, not really.
Have you ever done this?
No.
I would go like this.
What was your thought process behind the top here? Do you think?
Oh,
it's
there's a
just-
chalk line.
Boom.
That looks more normal.
Closer.
That's closer.
How much? Where would you
Hot, cold. Right there. Hot, you're on fire!
And then I would line them up like that.
Yep. Yeah, so then if you start at the bottom, you would just put your next shingle on top and have it go all the way up.
So that can't stay there. It has to come off.
Yeah.
I think I did,
Well,
besides all of the wrong stuff.
I think I did pretty bad.
What's one nailing mistake you see in roofing?
So sometimes I'll see roofers, they'll nail too close to the edge. So if you see like where the drip edge is, It's got an overhang of like a 1/2 inch, so they'll try to nail too close to the edge, and then they'll nail through the drip edge, and you can see it on the bottom of the roof.
Oh, so the nail goes all the way through it.
It goes all the way through, yeah. So you want to make sure that you're close enough to the edge, but not obviously going through the metal there.
Does that affect like the way that the shingles work, or is it just that it's dangerous because it's coming out the bottom?
Yeah, it affects it because there's no holding power in it because it's just going through like a little piece of metal, and then it obviously doesn't look very good from the ground. The 2 lines here are your nail zone, and then the top line is usually about the top of the shingle here. So then when you nail through this part, you're nailing through this part and the top of the bottom shingle. So the shingle actually has like 10 to 12 nails in it. I said another thing I noticed when I'm on roofs doing inspections and stuff is like when I'll see a tar mark on the shingle, and it's from the install, like this one right here is upside down. The tar will heat up and it'll adhere to the shingle, and then you have to peel it up. So when you're cutting your stagers, you have any pieces, put it upside down when you're on the roof, because otherwise it'll stick and you'll leave a tar mark on the shingle.
Up for all the mistakes that you made on the roof is be the best helper and cleanup.